Good evening, everyone. We will begin the session in few minutes. We will also be giving the e-certificates to all the participants. So please tell all your friends to join soon. Good evening, one and all. I am Anushri HR from the KLE Tech IUCEE student chapter. We're extremely delighted to welcome you all to our last day series of student webinars, Drone Hours, conducted by KLE Tech IUCEE student chapter in collaboration with AeroKLE. Today's first session will be on calibration and coding by Bhargav K, and the second session will be on applications of drones by Ashish Bhatt. Also, today we'll be having a quiz on based on which your attendance will be marked. Now, I hand over the stage to team Meghvihaar from AeroKLE to continue with the session.
Hello, am I audible? Okay, so I'll be sharing my screen now. Is my screen visible? Hello everyone, I'm Bhargav Karaskar from AeroKLE team Meghvihaar. I'm in my third year of CS engineering at KLE Tech. Today is the day 3 of drone hours, and at the end of the session, we are going to conduct a quiz, and the prizes will be given out for the ones who score the highest. So stay tuned. So till now, from the past 2 days, you guys have learned about the basic physics of drones, how to choose and make a drone frame, what are the components required and how to select how to select them, and battery sizing and motor sizing, and how to assemble your own drone. So today you are going to learn about calibration and configuration of of a drone. After this session, you will be able to configure and calibrate your drone. And if you have missed out on the previous sessions, I would recommend you to watch the recordings of the day 1 and day 2 on this channel. With that said, we are ready to start today's session. So today we are going to talk about three things mainly. That is ESC calibration, configuration with assistant software, and compass calibration. So let's start by knowing what actually calibrating a drone means. So calibrating a drone or a controller is the process of setting or correcting errors which cause inaccurate sensor measurements. In drones, we have a lot of sensors working to maintain flight efficiently, such as gyroscope, accelerometer, barometer. So calibrating your drone is important to ensure everything is working properly. So now we know that. So now we know what calibration in a drone means. We can get into ESC calibration. ESC stands for electronic speed controllers. Electronic speed controller are responsible for spinning the motors at the speed requested by the flight controller. Most ESCs need to be calibrated so that they know the minimum and the maximum PWM values that the flight controller is gonna send. PWM stands for pulse width modulation. It is a common communication protocol used in radio control of servos and flight controllers. ESC calibration could be based on what brand of ESC you are using. So always refer the documentation of the brand of ESC you are using. We are going to talk about most common ESC calibration. So we are going to talk about individual ESC calibration in this session. So there is a warning before you start your calibration process. The calibration process is one of before before starting the calibration process, there is one thing that you always have to remember, that you should take the propellers off. You should never calibrate your drone with propellers on it, because the motors rotate during calibration, and if you have propellers on them, your drone can do all sorts of things. It will surely cause destruction and damage to your drone and also to you sometimes. And we don't want that to happen. So always take the props off before calibration, or when you connect your drone to your PC. Whenever you buy a new ESC, the ESCs need to be calibrated. And this is how you're going to calibrate your ESC. Firstly, firstly plug the three wires of the ESC to the three wires of your motor, as you can see in this image over here. The three wires of the ESC is plugged into three wires of the motor.
Bhargav, your slides
Okay,
are not changing.
slides are not changing.
Yeah, they're not
One
changing.
minute. One.
You can use the slideshow mode and go full screen.
Okay, is my screen visible now?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay, so let's start with the individual ESC calibration. So firstly, before calibrating, you need to take the propellers from your drone. They need to be you need to take the propellers off the drone. So that's the warning. And then firstly, connect the three wires of your motor to the three wires of the ESC. And as you can see in this image, then plug the three cable wire, which is this wire over here, into the third channel, which into the throttle channel, which is usually the third channel in the receiver. Then turn on your transmitter and set the throttle stick to maximum, that is full up. That is this throttle. The left side one is the throttle stick. You need to turn this fully up. Then Then you need to connect the LiPo battery to the ESC, or directly to the power distribution board if you have soldered your ESC to your PDB already. Then you will hear a musical tone from the motors, that is one or two beeps. Once the beeps are stopped, lower the throttle stick to fully down. You will then hear a number of beeps, each one representing each cell of your battery, and finally a single long beep, which indicates that the endpoints have been set and ESC is calibrated. Then disconnect the battery and repeat the process for all the rest of the ESCs. So after you are done with calibrating all the four ESCs, connect them to the flight controller, which is the brain of your drone, and recheck that all the motors should work in coordination with the throttle stick. That is, as soon as the throttle stick switch is switched, as soon as the throttle stick is moved from the minimum position, the motor should start rotating. Make sure that all the ACs are calibrated and are working properly. So I'll I'll just repeat the process once again briefly. So first you need to turn on the transmitter and set the throttle stick to full up after connecting a motor and ESC and the receiver. Then you need to connect the LiPo battery to the ESC. So at that time you'll hear two beeps. So after hearing those two beeps from the motor, lower the throttle stick. Then you'll hear few number of beeps and a long beep, which indicates that your ESCs are calibrated. Then disconnect the battery. We need to repeat this process for all the ESCs. So this was about ESC calibration. Do you have any questions or doubts about ESC calibration? You can write your questions in the comment section. Okay, are there any questions or do you have any doubt?
No, Bhargav, there are no questions till now.
Okay, okay, then I should continue. I'll be continuing with the next part. So let's go to the next topic, that is configuration with assistant software. We need to tell the flight controller what type of frame we are using and what motor configurations are we using. Is it X or plus or hybrid X frame type, or it's a quadcopter or a hexacopter or a octocopter? So to do that, we use assistant software. The assistant software used depends on which type of flight controller you are using. There are many configuration softwares like Betaflight, Mission Planner, Audio Pilot, Clean Flight, and so on, and many more. As we have taken the example of DJI NASA flight controller, which is the most basic one, we'll be using DJI NASA's assistant software. The DJI company has made NASA assistant software for configuring DJI NASA's flight controllers. To start configuring our flight controller, first you need to download the DJI NASA's assistant software from DJI's website. After installing the software and the drivers required, switch on the transmitter and power up your drone with the LiPo battery. Then connect your drone to PC with a micro USB cable. Then run the assistant software. When you run the assistant software, this interface would be opened. Then we just need to follow along the instructions given in it. And don't break the connection until you finish the setup. Uh, on this interface, you can see two indicators. Observe these two indicators which look like red and blue LEDs over here. Red one indicates the connection and the blue one indicates the communication. If communication and connection indicators are blinking, then it indicates that the software is ready to use. Then go to basics where you have to do the basic configurations for which your drone to for your drone to fly properly. In basic you can see aircraft type and the mixer type. Select your aircraft type, that the type that you are building. It may be a quadcopter in plus configuration or in X configuration, or a hexacopter or a octocopter. While selecting you need to make sure that the rotation direction of each motor is the same it as it's shown in this diagram. If not, you can just swap any two wires from the three wires of the incorrect motor to change its rotation direction. That is to make a clockwise rotating motor to anti-clock, or a anti-clock motor to clock. And going on to mounting section, where you have to set the location and orientation of your drone. The arrow pointing on the flight controller will become the front of the aircraft or the drone. And if you are using a GPS module, you need to give the coordinates of the GPS with the reference with referring it to the position of the flight controller, that at what distance in X, Y, and Z coordinates is the GPS module is placed on your drone. After setting those values, then let's move on to the RC section over here. In RC section, we are setting the transmitter and receivers. We need to choose the type of the receiver connection that we are using. Over here, for beginners, the FlySky FS-R6 receiver is good enough. In the receiver types, set it to the traditional, as we are using normal FSI6 traditional receiver. Going to the command stick calibration. Command stick calibration helps us to set the correct stick configurations for the stick movements, which are A aileron for A, elevator for E, and throttle for T, and rudder for R. Ailerons are used to make the roll movement. Elevators are used to make the pitch movement. Throttle is to increase or decrease the thrust produced by a drone, and rudder is used to make the yaw movement. By clicking on the start button over here, you can begin the stick calibrations. Once you have clicked on the start button, then move all the sticks on the transmitter throughout their complete travel range several times. Once the process is completed, click on OK. Click on Finish button. So the stick calibration gets completed. Okay. Moving on to control mode switch. We need to select a 3-pin switch for setting up the control modes. So these are some of the modes present in the DJI NASA flight controller. That is GPS mode, a failsafe mode, and a mode, altitude hold mode, and a manual mode. So let's talk about GPS mode. GPS mode is used to lock the position of your drone, which gives your drone to hover at a place without you needing it to control it. Then failsafe mode, if the communication between your transmitter and the drone stops or is disconnected, then the drone will go into altitude failsafe mode and all the sticks will go to their center points and the drone will be hovering at its current position. Altitude hold mode. The drone will be able to maintain and fly at a fixed altitude, making the pilot easier to control the drone. Manual mode. To fly in manual mode, the pilot needs to be skilled because the pilot has to control all the parameters, which gives pilot the full freedom and a wide range of maneuverability. This mode is used in drone racing. This mode is usually used in drone racing and for freestyle flying. And in this mode, you will have all the fun if you got skills. The drones used for photography and cinematography, like DJI Maverick Pro, and DJI Phantom, which you normally see across in YouTube or everywhere, are normally always in GPS or altitude hold mode. Anybody can easily learn to fly in GPS or altitude hold mode. After setting the modes, toggle the switch and recheck the modes are being switched or not. If you have selected if you have selected failsafe mode, when you switch off the transmitter, the failsafe part over here should the failsafe part over here should turn blue. So that's it. All the basic configurations are done. Select the view option to check all the parameters. Then break the USB connection and power off your aircraft. Your drone is well configured and almost ready to fly. So that's it about the configuration through assistant software. If you guys have any doubts or questions about this part, you can comment in the comment section.
Bhargav, there is one question.
Okay.
How do we calculate the altitude and how to change it while the drain is in air?
You don't have to calculate the altitude while the drone is in air. The transmitter, the pilot who is flying the drone can control the altitude by increasing the throttle or by decreasing the throttle. If we increase the throttle, the altitude will increase, and if we decrease the throttle, the altitude will decrease. You don't actually have to calculate everything. That's- Okay. Are there any more questions?
No, no more questions. I think you can continue.
Okay. So, let's start with the process of compass calibration. Don't calibrate your compass where there are magnetic interferences like in closed and small rooms where there are a lot of big metal objects or where there are magnets around you. Do it in some place open. Compass calibration is important or the system will work abnormally. So let's begin the actual process of compass calibration. For compass calibration, turn on your transmitter, power up your drone, then quickly switch the control mode switch from GPS to manual and back to GPS, or from GPS to altitude hold and back to GPS. Do that more than 5 times to get into the calibration compass calibration mode. And if the LED indicator on your drone turns yellow, then it's ready for calibration. Hold your drone horizontally and rotate it around gravitational force line, which is vertical line about 360 degrees until the LED changes to constant green. Then hold your drone vertically, that is, nose should be down, and rotate it around the gravitational force line about 360 degrees until the LED turns off. The calibration the calibration is done. When the LED is turned off, it indicates that the calibration is done. If it's successful, the calibration mode will exit automatically. If the LED is flashing red, then calibration is failed. Switch the control modes. Switch the control mode one more time to cancel the calibration and redo the process. And repeat the process. So that's it with the compass calibration. Do you guys have any questions about compass calibration? You can write your questions or any doubts in the comment section. Okay, I don't see any questions over there in the com. So, in today's session, we learned about ESC calibration, configuration with assistant software, and compass calibration. So, I'll repeat the ESC calibration once again. Firstly, we need to turn on the transmitter and then we need to move the throttle stick full up, then power the ESC, then we'll hear two beeps from the motor, and then we need to, after hearing those beeps, we need to lower the throttle stick. Then we'll hear several beeps and a single long beep, which indicates the ESC is calibrated. So that's only related to individual ESC calibration. So we need to repeat that every time we buy a new ESC. In configuration with the assistant software, we use DJN as a assistant software, and we we set the coordinates of the GPS if we are using the GPS module, and we set the receiver type. We set the receiver type, and we set the mixture type. We set our aircraft type, the configuration that we are using, and the motor direction should be right. And we set the receiver type. We calibrate our transmitter sticks, and we set the control mode switch, which is a 3-pin switch on the transmitter. So that was about configuration with assistant software. And then the compass calibration. We should not do the compass calibration in where we have magnetic interferences. For getting into the compass calibration mode, we need to switch switch the control modes from GPS mode to the manual mode, or from GPS mode to the altitude mode more than 5 times. Then the LED indicator will turn constantly yellow so that the aircraft is ready for calibration. So firstly we need to hold the drone horizontally and rotate it about 360 degrees until the LED changes constant green. After that, we need to hold our drone vertically and rotate it about 360 degrees until the LED turns off. When the LED turns, if the LED turns off, the it indicates that the calibration is done. If the LED starts to blink uh, red, then the calibration has failed. We need to switch the control mode once and it will cancel the calibration mode, and we need to repeat the process until the compass calibration is done successfully. So now we are done with the calibration and configuration of your drone, and congratulations, you have learned how to successfully build your drone. So if you guys have any doubts or questions about anything related to today's session or related to sessions on day 1, day 2, you can put them in the comment section so that we'll be answering your doubts and questions now. We'll be waiting for 5 more minutes.
There is a question.
Okay.
Please explain the software assistance for calibrating various position modes of the drone.
Various position modes. What exactly do you mean by various position modes? Achilles, right? Yeah. There are nothing. There is nothing like various position modes. There are several control modes in the flight controller, which the flight controller is capable of. The GPS mode, your role. Okay. Please explain the software assistant for calibrating various position modes of the drone. Position, yaw and roll. Okay. Okay, just a minute. So rudder is used for yawing, and ailerons are used for rolling. So on your transmitter, this if you the stick movement in the horizontal on the left side, the stick movement horizontally controls the yawing movement, and the right side right side horizontal stick movement will control the roll movement. So that calibration is done while command stick calibrations. So once you click on the start button, these your transmit however your transmitter and receivers are connected and your drone is connected to the your PC and you're running the software. So it will start calibrating your sticks. So once you click start, all the sticks will start, and you need to rotate all the sticks to the full complete travel range once several times. So it will take in the reading of the range of the sticks for ailerons and elevators and throttle and rudder. Rudder for yawing and ailerons for rolling. So that calibrates the rolling and yawing motion. I think this answers your question. We'll be waiting for. Okay, I can see one more question over here. Can we put single axle dual propeller like done on a sea toy helicopter for drones? And this is asked by Vishal Ram Patil. We can't do that. We can't do that for the same motor in drones, but we can have two motors, one which will be above and one will be below. So, but octocopters can have motors up and down. That's all. So you can see over here, this diagram shows the rotation of motor in two directions, right? That's because one the motor which is present above the frame is rotating in clockwise direction, will be rotating in clockwise direction, and the other motor which is present below in the downside of the frame will be rotating in anti-clockwise direction. So this is a way which this is the mixture type of a octocopter, which will have only four arms but eight motors. I guess this answers your question. So, are there any more questions, guys?
I guess there are no more questions, so we can continue.
Yeah, okay. So, this session is done for now, and so up next is Ashish with, and he'll be talking about applications of drones. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhargav. I'll be starting the session for applications of drones. Okay. Uh, Anushri, if any technical glitch happens, please let me know or please stop me. Uh, Thank you. So, applications of drones. This is P. Ashish. I'm a part of AeroKLE team Meghvihaar, and I'll be doing the session of applications of drones. So initially, drones were known for military purpose. Now there are many drones which depend upon the applications. And there are different types of drones and different types of size, different sizes, different capabilities of doing work based on their applications. So I'll be discussing a few of it, and okay, so these are like a few of the applications that we have listed here. So, such as aerial photography, shipping and delivery, geographical mapping, disaster management, uh, for agriculture process, research and rescue, weather forecasting, wildlife monitoring, law enforcement, and entertainment. So first we'll go with then drones which are used in agriculture. Uh, in One second. Yes. So drones which are used in agriculture, like the farmers and agriculturists, are always looking for a cheap and effective way methods to regular monitor their crops. Uh, so, at so Using some inferred sensors in drones can be able to detect crop health and detect any insects are eating the crop, or insect like they are ruining the crop. And based on the sensors and based on the parameters that sensors have given to the input for the farmers or agriculturalists, they can be able to take the further action uh, against the crop, and and maintain the healthiness of the crop. So providing fertilizers or insecticides using drone can be done, but it's illegal in India. But USA, Australia, Switzerland, New Zealand, China are uh, using it for getting better health of a crop. Uh, India is still in developing stage, and we have to we have to do some research on it, and because we have n number of varieties of crops which we need to do research. So the agricultural uh, The drones are used in agriculture, and next is drone delivery. Uh, Drone delivery, like many companies like Amazon, Zipline, Flightrec, are in favor of drone deliveries. A drone could save manpower and shift unnecessary road traffic to sky. Beside, they can used over smaller distance to deliver small packages, food, letter, medicine, beverage, etc. So using this drone delivery concept, that traffic by road is will be very much less, and delivering speed will be very speed like delivery speed will be very much higher than the conventional way. The many companies are in favor of this drone delivery, especially Amazon and DHL. So we'll next move to research and rescue. So in research and rescue, uh, the like presence of we can mount thermal cameras or any other sensors to get visibility of a victim or a patient in a remote area where humans can't go. Drones are able to discover the location of lost person and unfortunate victims, especially in the harsh conditions such as high altitude mountains or in sea, like in middle of sea, uh, where they can detect the victims, and they can able to provide some medicine or blood, etc., to the victim for their survival. For research and rescue, the like drones are used nowadays, and it's having some efficient way of the victim is like having more survival by using drones. So military drones. In military drones, there are a number of applications used in military drones, like anti-terror. So using this drone, detecting threats and uh, identify the risk-prone area at the remote areas, uh, and a border security. So uh, uh, like uh, instead of soldier going there and patrolling it, the drone can able to go there and patrol or get surveillance, and get and see the enemy actions over there, and it might able to uh, uh, and instead of soldiers going there, the drone can able to uh, do the task efficiently, and and without risking any life of a soldier. And getting intel is so drone is the military drone has a capability to be in a stealth mode, and it can't be seen easily through enemy's eye. So getting intel and targeting the enemy is very uh, uh, and analyzing the enemy and getting their plans is are used nowadays, and it's very much uh, like mm, it is very much yeah, useful in nowadays situations. And crowd monitoring, so using drones surveillance, and we can able to monitor crowd where the uh, more protest is happening, or where is then counting the number of people where in which the more protests are happening. So we can able to detect where and when the protest is happening, and we can put them in behind bars. So military drones have many applications. Aerial photography. So in aerial photography, drones are now being used to capture footage that would otherwise require an expensive helicopter and cranes. So fast paced action sci-fi movies also used drones to film their action scenes, uh, and making some cinematography scenes. So it is much easier compared to like using helicopter or cranes for an cinematography. So nowadays all the film industries are using drones for aerial view photography. And from this the drone is very much in boom. So uh, this is the application of drones. If you have any uh, doubts, you can ask in you can write it on the comment section. Yes, please. If you have any doubt, please put it in the live chat or comment section. Uh, and there is a quiz. You can quiz in which you have to if you get okay. So there is a quiz. If you get maximum number of marks, you will get a prize from our team. So I would like to have a word on drones. Where drones are booming in day-to-day life, and even around 16 million drones have been sold out in the year of 2020, which was research it was in the report of Juniper Research. So 16 million drones have been sold out, and many industries are looking drone as an opportunity to build their career, to build their companies. So drone have like building drones or flying drones have a great opportunity in it. And uh, and we are we are building drones uh, our club is meant to build drones, and we also go for competitions in IIT Kharagpur, and any other national competitions, and we also held workshops and uh, uh, if you have any doubts, if you have any queries regarding while you are building drones or while you are flying a drone, you can ask any of our team members, or you can ask at our Instagram page. Our team member will definitely contact you, and they will show you, like, they will guide you with that query. So if you have any doubts, you can please post it on live chat or on the comment section. I will rectify your doubts. And there is a link in the comment section, so you can solve that quiz, and if you get maximum number of marks, or if you are highest in that quiz, then then you will get a prize. So please uh, like do the quiz, and hope you will be the winner in that. Yeah, okay, if there are any, no questions, uh, Anushri, is there any questions?
No, no more questions.
Okay, fine, Anushri. So I would like to thank AeroKLE team Meghvihaar. I like to thank IUCEE student chapter from from KLE Technological University, and I would like to thank our faculty members uh, for giving this opportunity to do drone hours. So I'm very much glad that I have been a part of this webinar session. I'm thank you.
Guys, the quiz link is put up in the comment section and it will be closed very soon. So do it quickly.
And the result will be announced in our AeroKLE Meghvihaar page. So please please be in touch with the AeroKLE page in Instagram.
The AeroKLE Insta page link is added in the description so you all can follow and you can attend the quiz. And as mentioned, that you will get a prize. So be quick, attend the quiz, and grab the prize. Also, the results will be announced tomorrow on Team Meghvihar's Insta page. Guys, the form will be closed in a few minutes. We'll be closing it now. So, whoever is not attended, do attend the quiz. Now, I'd like to call upon Dr. Raju Dandu, who is a professor of mechanical engineering technology and the director of Kansas State University Bulk Solids Innovation Center, to speak a few words.
Okay, Anushri, thank you very much for the wonderful introduction. And first and foremost, that it is very exciting to communicate with each and every one of you. Let me start with something based on my own experience. As you know, my name is Raju. It is very interesting that how my name has been twisted in different languages. For example, in Europe, except in Britain and Ireland, they pronounce Raju as Raju. In German, in Slavic languages, that J is pronounced as Y. Okay, that's okay. That's not a problem. But if I go to Latin America, they change my name to Rahu. Think about this. In India, it translates to king, and you go to Latin America, and it is basically you are a bad omen. At least, if they call Rahul, that is a different thing, but they call Rahu. I think, most of you are aware about that, the bad omen in India. We talk about Rahu and Ketu, these are not the good ones. And suddenly, the way they pronounce my name, Rahu, is a bad thing. And it is very interesting, you can see that how a good name can be twisted, or, basically it become like, something like a bad thing in a different language. That I was amazed to see that. The other one is, after I got my graduate degree, I only lived in India for 18 years. After 18 years, I left India. And I got my undergraduate and graduate degree from Czechoslovakia. And after that, I got my first job. Then I went to a country in North Africa. I landed at the airport. I could not read the signs at the airport. I thought my degree is worthless. Think about, you have an engineering degree, you have all these skills, but at that moment at the airport, I could not communicate because people, they were not speaking in English. All these signs are in a different language. I could not read a sign. I thought my education is worthless. But it is interesting, but these are the things, when we experience throughout the world, and definitely most of you will come across those. Another example, after I got my, the polytechnic education in India, that my first interview with Bajaj Auto. I'm originally from Andhra Pradesh. So I went to Pune for interview, and everything is in Marathi. All the numbers are even the city transportation numbers are, the Indian numbers they use. And I could not read the city transportation sign in Marathi, or I cannot read the number. So I was totally confused at the age of 18 in Pune, even to step into a city bus and go to a different place. So, but, these are all very interesting experiences, But anyhow, for you all, this is an exciting time. Why? Your initiative in conducting the webinar and the competition is to inspire and develop technologies to help the humanity. And sometimes you may question, so what? Basically, in participating, in going through this whole process, you will advance, enhance, and experience creative solutions to real world problems. And also that, by doing all these things, think big, you are actually helping the humanity. Most of the times, people, they think about, doctors, they are the only ones who are helping the humanity. But you as engineers, you are the economic pillars for any country's prosperity, even the global prosperity. And also by designing so many things, you are really helping the humanity because you are in the background. You can design an aircraft, but you may not be flying the same aircraft, but you created a transportation device to commute the people. And also, you can get unique and valuable experience participating in these webinars and also through the competition. It is an opportunity to interact with knowledgeable professionals, and it is always exciting talking to people that who are knowledgeable. You always learn, because if you are seeking the knowledge, this is a great opportunity. And the other thing is, for your younger generation, the life is really beautiful and exciting. You know why it is beautiful? Because of all the opportunities what you have at your fingertips. Our generation, or my generation, we didn't have we had the limited opportunities. But I think for you, everything is at your fingertips. Why it is beautiful? Because of the opportunities. You are going to embrace a new mindset to shape a better future. Actually, it is in your hands to shape. Don't let others define you, who you are. You define yourself to create that better world. That's why, I'm really excited with the younger generation. You're always with hope, love, and passion for making a difference and making a better world. That's why, as a team, as a group, it is so inspiring, not only for you, for me, interacting with the younger generation. And the other thing I would like to emphasize when I told it is not only beautiful life, but it is also very exciting. You know why? If you carefully look back 10 years back, think about what we thought it will never happen. It happened. Have you ever thought unmanned aircraft systems, they can go above and beyond of their functionality, getting into the new areas of, advanced air mobility and urban air mobility? And also during the COVID situation, actually the unmanned aircraft systems, they found a new way of even, delivering the, I don't have to tell you, you already know this, delivering the medications. Think about countries where you don't have a transportation, difficult to reach areas. The drones can reach there and deliver those ones. And another example that, I have been involved in, managing the nuclear waste. Do you think I will be, I would like to go close to a nuclear waste and to test it, to find out the condition? No way. But whereas I can send a drone, I can do the inspection, see how it is enabling unbelievable things to make it believable and make it happen. And also that I want you to remember one thing. You as younger generation, whenever you bring a new initiative because you're all very creative. This is my experience. This is also that, the world experience. 75% of the people, they will discourage you with your new idea. But you should not let other people discourage you. You have to believe in and you have to pursue your passion. Even, people, they can tell it is a stupid idea. Yes, some stupid ideas can turn into better ideas. There are so many examples in the world. And I think, most of you know that, it may not be a great example, but, I will give you from the medical field. You hear about the Viagra. Viagra is initially, it was created for a different purpose and it failed. But then it found an alternative use and it became very popular. People, they thought, it is a stupid thing and, it is a useless thing. You see how the things they turn on me. So that never think an idea is a stupid idea. If you are working with, your friends and your peers, every idea, give a thought. Think about that. Don't discourage the people. Yes, some ideas are stupid ideas. Sometimes, as I told you, when I could not read the signs in a country, I felt like I'm a stupid. But luckily that, I survived. I went through all these experiences and these things made me a better person to understand different cultures, different people at all levels. And why I'm telling you is sometimes we look down on people, on ideas. Don't do that. I will give you an example that, here in the United States, at the, we call it as a State Department, but in India, it is Ministry of External Affairs. These are the custodians who clean the rooms, who clean the building. And the Secretary of State, every day when he was leaving home, he always left a thank you note to a custodian. Custodian was really surprised why, the high-ranking official is leaving me a thank you note. So one day, basically, he asked, it is basically you're asking, Minister for External Affairs, sir, why are you leaving this thank you note for me? I'm nobody. I'm just, cleaning the rooms and, the Secretary of State told, because this building experiences a lot of guests, international guests, every day coming and visiting this place. You are the people make this look beautiful. You see how much appreciation is there? Actually, they are the ones, they make it, presentable to the whole world. We never think about. We think about, oh, these are just, cleaning people, cleaners, who cares? But think about that contribution. Actually, they are the ones who make that place, that building, the meeting room or meeting hall more presentable to everybody. So I think, these are the things I want you to, consider because, we are all at the end of the day humans and we want to respect. The reason why I'm telling you these ones is I don't want to bore you with, unmanned aircraft systems. You already have, gone through the webinars. And I also had, senior design projects we call. These are the student design projects. As you have seen in United States, we have lots of fires in California and, in Portland, Oregon and other places. So one of my student group, they had a design idea. Instead of throwing the, chemicals to suppress the fire, how about using the drones to throw these chemicals on the fire to suppress those ones? So basically using the unmanned aircraft systems, they came up with the design. So basically it is like a round ball containing the chemicals. The drone will carry that one. Luckily, we were very fortunate. Our local fire department, they came with their fire engine. And also we basically, a real world simulation, we created a fire, and when the fire is there, the drone flies over that one and drops this ball. And just to see from the air, dropping that ball exactly on the spot on the fire is sometimes difficult. You have to guess that when to release the ball so it will reach the spot with its inertia, because when you are flying at speed with a drone, how you can basically simulate the speed and also the inertia of the ball so that you basically drop on the target. So we were able to simulate that one. It went great. And the firefighters that they were also there to basically suppress the fire and other things. So these are the kinds of exciting things that one can do. Okay. The other thing I want to emphasize is, please always keep it simple. You have the skill. Don't think you don't have the talent or you don't have the skill. You do have it. It is basically hidden in you. Because why I'm telling you this one is, think about, if you want to eat dosa or pizza, do you think you can, shove it the whole dosa or pizza in your mouth in one shot? You cannot. We cut that into small pieces. In the real world, whenever you're trying to solve the complex problems, it is exactly the same way. Don't try to solve the complex problems in a complex way. Try to basically, cut into simple segments and solve that one. It can be solved. You have the talent and you have the skill. For example, think about that one. One thing is, we all went through the 10th grade exams. You know how we freak out, fear, and what is going to happen. Now look at yourself. You went to the 10th class exams, public exam. Nothing happened. You passed. Now you are in the college. So the same way, never let that fear factor override your consciousness. You can do it. What you thought at the 10th class public exam, whatever fear you had, you may not be able to make it, you made it. So that means, nothing is impossible. And sometimes you think, well, that, everybody says that, everybody that says, everything can be done. But yes, sometimes it is very difficult. Try to take the baby steps. Don't try to that, overdo the things. Always, if you want to really, have that exciting and beautiful life, try to understand what is feasible, what is manageable. It is like a low-hanging fruit. Think about, if you have a mango tree, just without jumping, you can, you can pluck the fruit without any problem. Yeah, there are some fruits, mangoes, who are at the higher level. For that, you need a ladder or you need to jump to catch that one. But don't try that, which you cannot reach. Try to reach what is manageable and what is feasible for you. Okay. And also, one thing when it comes to the problem solving, these are the things always look at, it is not that difficult. I myself, when I read a problem statement, everything is in text mode. And when I read the sentences, I freak out. But think carefully. Look at what is given to you, what variables are given to you, what needs to be solved, and also focus on, hey, do I have the knowledge? Do I know the formula to solve this one? If I don't know the formula, so where can I find the information? When you use that type of strategy with peace of mind, you can solve the problem. Don't think, oh my God, I cannot find this variable, I cannot find that one. No, it is there. If it is hidden there, think about that one. Okay, it is not explicitly visible to me. So if that is the case, is there a different way I can find? Okay, so those are the problem solving skills. They are built in you. You know how to solve it, and you can do that one. You have the knowledge, but don't ever think you don't have it. The other thing is, when it comes to the, if you are involved with the drone competition, again, one thing, we usually don't try to use the name drone, because public always thinks the drones are used to kill the people, to throw the bombs. That's why that, you use that, advanced air mobility or urban air mobility or unmanned aircraft systems. So that is the terminology. But, for public, drone is the best way to explain to them. So one thing, if you are in the competition, most of the time, as the designers, we're always good to design something, to build something, and to test it. But always focus on the risk analysis. Not many times designers, they don't do the risk analysis. That is the most important. Why I'm telling you is, think about a photocopy machine. I don't know the price in India, but I'm estimating, let us say, a photocopy machine, maybe 30,000 rupees or 40,000 rupees. The whole function can be stopped by a piece of paper. That cost of that paper may be 5 paisa. Think about that one. With 5 paisa or 10 paisa or whatever it is, you can stop the functionality of a 30,000 rupee machine. Similar way, if you look at, those of you are familiar with the computer numerical controlled lathes and milling machines, where basically, you can turn metals, plastics, to make the shapes with lathes for the round pieces and the milling machines for the square pieces. I mean, nowadays you have the 3D printers to eliminate that one. So now when you look at those ones, a computer numerical control machine, a door switch, which will cost only maybe 500 rupees, it will stop the functionality of a 1 crore computer numerical control machine. So that means it is very important for you to focus on the risk analysis. What if scenario? It is not just, you design your drone to get the functionality done, but think about if you come across some issues. What if scenarios? If that is going to happen, how I can address that one? That is most important. You have seen in the examples what I have given to you, a small vulnerable component can basically stop the functionality of the whole system. It is the same thing, a failure of a capacitor or capacitance can stop the whole circuit board's function. So those are the things. What are the weakest links in your system? You want to focus on that. Risk analysis, think about the weakest links in the system, and that will basically move you forward to design better design, and also compete, and also read carefully all the guidelines what you have. That is very important. Understanding each and every guideline, develop a checklist. In that checklist, look at that one. Okay, this is what they're asking. What I need to do? Do I have the information? If not, communicate with people. Find out that information if you have the ambiguity. With most of the competitions, don't make the assumptions. Read carefully all the rules and regulations and find out what you are capable of, how you can solve that one, what are the alternatives. That is very important. Organizing that one, and don't make it complex. The more complex you make it, that it is always, a failure. Always think about, testing very simple. Even if you want to test a proximity sensor, you don't need to build the whole system. You can basically, take any coin, any metal piece to test the functionality of that proximity sensor. So those are the simple experiential things you can include in your design process to test, to build your system, to simulate that one, to test that one, and evaluate that one. And always try to do that risk analysis. That's what it is very important. Okay. And just, last reminder, your generation has to be thankful. The emerging technologies, basically they skipped the whole generation of a technology. That simple example is telephone lines. Some continents, then they had difficulty even to have telephone lines. They don't have to build any copper lines. They skip to the mobile phones. Think about the whole technology has been completely skipped. They don't have to experience that one. Suddenly, without having a landline, you are experiencing a mobile phone. Even you don't need that, landline. So, as I told you, life is beautiful and exciting, and your passion and your love and your hope for making a better world, and participating in these student chapters and developing these relationships, it will take you long ways. And it has been a pleasure with being with all of you today. Thank you. This is your time and opportunity, and I hope you will reflect after leaving this IUCEE student chapter. After 10 years, reflect the experiences you have gone through, the knowledge and skills you learned, how it helped further your future and everything. Thank you very much. And I see that, I thought Krishna Vedula will tell me, stop it, and, that's enough.
This is not my meeting.
No. I mean, it is,
The bell.
yeah, I mean, one thing, Indo-Universal Collaboration for Engineering Education, these are exactly, like-minded people like these students, very passionate, with a lot of hope, making a better world, helping the humanity, helping everybody. I mean, that is the reason I am part of IUCEE. It is not the money, it is not the glory, but the thing is having that, understanding, hey, we can make a better world. Everybody going to benefit. So that's all I have. I don't want to bore you with, a lot of other things, because, at the end of the day, think about, you have the knowledge, you have the skills, you can do it. You can make it happen. That's all I have. I'm open to any questions, any comments.
Sampada is here too. Wow. Wow, this is fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. We look like three monkeys or three musketeers, right?
Well, this is the physical presence. Now we have the cloud, the most exciting thing from my own experience, I started studying under the kerosene lamp. Now today, this week, I am testing virtual desktop using the Amazon App Stream. So basically, you can use the CAD software, any software from any device. Basically, I'm testing that one using the laptops, using the desktops, using my mobile phone, Surface Pro, and iPads, tablets. So thinking about how different devices, different technologies can work with that, this Amazon app stream, because at every university, basically instead of every year repeatedly loading this software on every physical device, it is very time consuming and maintenance. So we are testing Amazon AppStream. So it is cloud-based. You can use it from anywhere, any place, on any device. You don't have to come to the even classroom or campus. So there are some challenges, but I'm excited. If you tell me, am I an expert in the app stream? Not at all. I didn't have a clue, what it is going to do. But I'm really excited testing this software, SolidWorks and AutoCAD. And also, we have other, the Rockwell programmable logic controller software and LabVIEW and other softwares. We'll be testing through the app stream. So I can have basically access at my fingertips anywhere. I don't have to worry about I have to go to my campus and do my homework after midnight.
Okay, Raju, time up.
Yeah, that's my questions. I'm going to shut my mouth. Yes.
I'm going to shut my eyes.
Purnadita, you want to introduce Anushri? Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would like to call upon Krishna Vedula, sir, who's the Dean Emeritus of Universities of Massachusetts, Lowell, and the Director of IUCEE, to speak few words.
Yeah, I'll literally say a few words only, but because all the words of wisdom have come from Dr. Raju, and it will come, few more words of wisdom will come from Ms. Sampada right after me. So I don't know who's out there in the audience, right? So what we're going to do is this, have a little fun for a few minutes, all right? And then I'll say a few serious words after that, okay? I want all of you to stand up, like I'm doing, okay? Everybody stand up, all right? Stand up, and we will do a little laughter yoga, all right? Raju, you're not standing up. Everybody stand up where you are, okay? I don't know where you are in the different parts of the world, different parts of the world.
I'm at my workplace.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the audience, the other audience. I know the three of you, I know where you are, but everybody else, okay? The students are there. Are you ready, guys? Okay, this is the fun part, okay? The research has shown that laughter is very good for you, physically and mentally, right? And we don't laugh enough to keep healthy. And the laughter has to come from the bottom of the stomach, okay? Really loud laughter, okay? That's when you really get the most benefit from it. And you don't have to laugh on just, does not have to be a joke or anything. You just laugh for the heck of it, right? And like little kids, when you're a little kid, remember? You used to laugh for the heck of it. Little girls, a little boy, always laughing, right? So we'll do three quick laughter exercises, all of you. Okay, everybody, wherever you are, I want you to laugh at the top of your voice so that people in the room, around you, everywhere, is wondering what the hell is going on. These crazy guys, okay, these crazy people, engineer students are insane. All right. So the first one is just, as I said, little girl, little boy says, okay, I'll show you how to do it, and you'll do it, and you'll do it twice with me, okay? Okay. So the little girl or boy says, very good, yay! Okay. Very good, yay! Very good, yay! Okay, that's one. Okay, done. The second one is, I'll show you how to do it, but again, you laugh from the bottom of your stomach, okay? Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha! Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha! Okay, we'll do that twice, all right? Ho, ho, ha, ha, ha! 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 All right, and the last one, okay? Last one is make a trip, take a trip to Hawaii, and they say aloha, right? We'll just say aloha, okay? Aloha! Aloha! All right, guys, good. That got you a little bit, just circulation going, I hope. All right. Okay, this is about you. You guys have been having fun for a couple of days, I know, with drones and stuff. The drone that I can recollect, which really made an impact on me, was in that movies. All of you might have seen Three Idiots. Remember Three Idiots? I don't know if it's the kids nowadays, they remember that or not, but you might have gone on YouTube or Netflix or something, seeing Amir Khan's Three Idiots, right? And it's an engineering college, just like KLE Tech University, right? And there's one student there who was built a drone, right? And unfortunately, he didn't get recognized for it. Students said, "What the hell are you doing? This is not the right thing to do." And I believe he committed suicide or something in that movie, unfortunately. So he was doing the right thing, but the system would not allow him to do it. And fortunately, later on, some of the other students and all got recognized for doing the right thing. So working on projects that can make a difference in people's lives is what engineering is about. Okay, just remember that's all it is. Engineering is about working on projects to make a difference in people's lives. That's your job. That's your mission. That's your life. Okay, and there are so many things in the world that that need fixing. People of my generation, we have left you all these problems. The environment, the water, the energy, all kinds of security, all kinds of stuff. And using the advice from what Dr. Raju gave you. Do the right thing, okay? And you will absolutely be able to do it. You have the future is in your hands, and the future of Indian engineering students is really amazing. Okay, you can make a huge impact in the in the world. Okay, so focus on what you're doing, like these extracurricular activities. Much more important than, I don't want to tell this to your faculty that are sitting there, but much more important than what you're learning in your classroom. Your student, your faculty getting up there, writing on the board, and you're mugging up something. That's okay. Just survive through that. But the real joy of learning, real joy of doing something is when you do projects, which can make a difference. Okay, so which means it's not just about the technical thing. Okay, think of the drone itself. I mean, the technology is amazing. You might feel, wow, I'm making this fancy drone, and this got that, all kinds of features in it. That's not the most important part of it. Okay. Because you might get caught up in it and think, wow, you're a great person. No. What is the use of your drone? What impact is it going to make on society and people? That's what you're going to look at, okay? And so you have to have a reason for making the drone. You have to interact with the people who are going to benefit from your drone. You have to go there, find out what problem you're trying to solve, and make sure the drone is able to do all the things that will solve that problem. And in order to identify the problem, in order to solve the problem, you will interact with people. People in villages, maybe, people in your community, people in various places. You'll be interacting with all kinds of people to understand the problem. And when you try to build the drone and make it available to the people, you will face all kinds of things, the challenges, not technical. You'll face social, political, economic challenges of that sort. So you really need to be doing more than engineering, more than technical. Engineering is about technical plus all of these vital skills that you need to work as a team, to think deeply, think about the world, think about the good things that you have, that your life is meant for, okay? So be a whole person, enjoy yourself, have fun, and that's what I'm going to end with Jeho. Okay, thank you for having me take a few minutes with you guys.
Wow, thank you.
Krishna, the
They're surprised.
smile.
They're surprised I'm done. And they're surprised I'm done. They don't know what to do.
No, Krishna, the laughter is the music of the soul.
Yeah. And I actually heard this after many, many days, because the last I heard was when we were in Hyderabad.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've been doing this in these virtual meetings when people have, people are giving classes, and so I said, break the monotony, right? It's fun.
Yeah, it is.
Thank you, sir. Now I
Thank you.
request the Director of Student Development from IUCEE, Sampada Pachari ma'am, to speak a few words.
Good.
Thank you, Anushree. But I know I have nothing new to add, because Krishna and Dr. Raju have really given wonderful, wonderful lessons and words to all of you. Uh, I can all I can say is in continuation with the theme of this webinar, maybe as well as the ideas that Krishna and Raju just mentioned. The thing that comes to my mind when I hear of drone is centuries ago when people used pigeons and they tied love letters and they the pigeon would fly from one mahal to another mahal and the prince and princesses will exchange those notes. And similarly, there are so many other. I mean, if even if you look at an eagle, maybe flying, and if you notice the way they capture a rat or something that they spot, and then they fly away. So the mechanism of capturing and flying away. So the thing is, the only one point that I may make here is spend some time with yourself and nature, maybe once in 2 3 days, once in a week, depends upon how your schedules permit you. But do that. Do take out that capsule of your time where you're just observing. It should not be spent on your mobile phone, not with your iPod, not with your music. Just do nothing in that time, and when you do nothing in that time and you just carefully observe anything around you, and if you do that, you'll probably pick up an idea or something from nature, something which is very, very universal, which may eventually become a useful invention for humanity later on. And don't press too hard. Don't be in a pressure that आज मुझे कुछ लेके जाना है यहाँ से. No such thing. Just be easy. Do nothing in that moment, and something will emerge or happen. So all the best for this wonderful 3-day webinar that you did. I watched on the first day. I was very, very pleased. I enjoyed it. It was a good lesson for me also. And keep doing more of these.
Great job, everybody. The fantastic organization, student leadership. You've demonstrated the next generation, the faith energy. We have faith on you. Great. Good. Over to you, Anushree.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now I'd like to call upon Purna Aditya from IUCEE Student Chapter.
Thank you, Anushri. First of all, I'd like to thank all the guests that we have here to giving us their time and they're enhancing the entire event. And forgive me, AeroKLE, but I have to say Krishna's laughter exercise was the best part of the entire event. That really rejuvenated us. Thanks a lot, sir, for that. So with this, we are coming to the end of a wonderful 3-day event. And first, I'd like to thank AeroKLE for hosting the event. Then thanks to Raju sir for giving us his precious words and enlightening us. Krishna sir, as I mentioned, your laughter session was great. And it's always wonderful to have you. And the same goes for Sampada ma'am also. It's always great to have you all. Thank you, sir and ma'am.
Okay.
And I'd also like to yes, I'd also like to thank Sujata ma'am and our university for giving us this opportunity to host an event. And also I'll thank all the volunteers, Anushri, Yogita, Sushma, and Shivanand, and obviously my entire team of KE Tech IUC student chapter, Lakshmi, Haripriya, and Pratiksha. And
Bravo.
obviously, I cannot forget the audience. Thank you all guys for joining us for the entirety of 3 days.
Amazing.
Thank you, everyone.
Fantastic job.
And
yeah, amazing. Good job, everybody. Congratulations. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Yeah.
What
thank you,
a
sir.
magnificent program. Thank you.
And you
Yeah,
are the
very good
power.
job.
Think
You
about
are the
that.
future.
You are the
As
power.
Raju
You
said,
are
you are
the,
the future.
yeah.
Yeah.
You are going to move us forward.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So with this, we end the session. Once again, thank you all for joining us.
Jai ho. Jai ho. Everybody,
Jai
Jai
ho.
ho. Jai ho.
Jai Ho.
Yeah.
Somebody can sing that song if you want. Jai, Jai, Jai
Thank you.
ho. Okay. I'm in a Friday evening mood, right?
I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a little sign that's saying thank you
Awesome.
for joining the
Yeah.
session. Right.
KLU Tech, you are doing wonderful. Please let us know anything else we can do for you. We are here to, walk with you. And
Thank
also,
you, sir.
basically, we will steal your success.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And we also have a short announcement. We'll be dropping our feedback form, and we request all the attendees to kindly give their feedbacks. The
Very
form will
good.
be available in the chat section as well as in the video description.